We're joined by Ian Entwistle, and first off, you're going to be fighting Cage Warriors in Newcastle. How excited are you to be appearing on that event?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to punch him more, to be honest.
That's going to lead into my next question. One thing I think it would be unfair to say is that you're shy. Social media, you do a great job on social media, bigging up fights. And how important is that kind of, let's face it, it's talking smack a little bit, but it also gives you a personality. How important is that side of kind of the social media to you as a fighter?
Not very, to be honest. It's not really like that for me. I just personally just tell people my honest opinions of them. I think if you can't be able to, you might as well, if you're going to piss anyone off in your life, you might as well piss the guy off that you're going to fight, because he's going to punch you anyway. You might as well, if you're going to say something to someone, you might as well wind them up, ain't you?
Excellent. And what do you have a comment for those people on social media that perhaps give you a bit of stick for, you had an injury and you had to pull out of a fight, and like some, you missed weight once or twice, but it seems people get on your case a lot more than perhaps other people. What do you have to say to those sort of social media trolls?
Yeah, I don't mind. I genuinely don't mind. It is what it is. You've got to take the rough with the smooth. Because of things like that, I get on big events and I'm never short of offers. Obviously, my fights as well, but it is what it is. If people want to get on my back, they can get on the back. If they want to praise me, they can praise me. It makes no difference to me. As long as my coaches are happy with me, I couldn't give a flying crap, to be honest with what anyone else thinks.
Now, you're on a 3-fight win streak. You're coming into Cage Warriors against Liam James. We spoke to Liam earlier. We did an interview with him as well, and he intimated there might have been a bit of bad blood between you going back a couple of years. Is that the case for you as well, or is this just another fight?
Did you do an interview with Liam like this on Skype?
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't break your phone. Have you seen him? How far did he have to stand back to get his ears in?
I couldn't possibly make comment. I'm sitting about 15 feet back because otherwise my stomach's in shot. So, is there legitimate bad blood there, or is it just a heated rivalry?
Bit of both. I don't really like him, but to be honest, I don't like many people if they're not from my gym and my team. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to be the best. Do you know what I mean? That's how I see it. If they're not on my team, then I'm not too fussed.
Now, the event's up in Newcastle. It's obviously his backyard. And is there any pressure? Is there any extra pressure when you go into somebody's hometown?
Nah, I like being booed personally when I'm fighting and stuff. There's not a better feeling. I mean, when I fought Allmac against Bowman and it were bad there, getting things thrown at me, it were booing. I loved it, but it was brilliant. There's nothing better than stood there thinking everyone wants me to get my head kicked in, and then you smash it, and then you just hear it's just silent. It's just the best thing in your head. You just think, ah.
I think Ian Dean posted the fight announcement yesterday, the day before. And he says, "What he put in the statement? What have I done?" And then all the banter came after. Everyone knew that it was going to be banter. Nathan Court tried to get a fight with you. I think you actually said you'd fight him.
I think you offered him his teddy bear, your teddy bear, didn't you? Because that would give him.
Have you seen Ted? Sorry, you go, mate.
No, I was going to say, do you enjoy just playing along with that, knowing that you're just winding them up?
Yeah, I sit here laughing our heads off. It's not most of the time I'm not even mad. It's just what can I say now? Just think of the randomest thing I can put, and it usually come out with it.
This is going to sound like I'm reading into it a little bit, but is there any sense that you're playing head games with it? Do you want to put yourself in their head so that they're thinking about maybe the things you've said as opposed to the tools you bring into the cage?
Either or. No, not really. No, just if I'm kind of bored and I think, what should I do right now? I'll just give people a bit of entertainment, especially as now there's social media bonuses and stuff like that. Why not? If someone's going to pay me to insult someone, what do you expect? I thought that when Cage Warriors, they sent me the contract over and there's a social media network bonus. I thought, you're asking for it here. You really are asking for it. That's just an encouragement, isn't it? It's like, yeah.
Yeah, here's some money. Be yourself.
Yeah.
So no, go on.
Again, it's December 7th. It's about 6-7 weeks away. Are you just starting into the training camp now, or have you been in for a couple of weeks knowing that this fight was coming?
I've been into it for a couple of weeks now. I'm going to Thailand next week. I'll be doing the rest of my camp at Phuket Top Team, and staying over there really for the future. I'll be flying over back to England to fight this time on Cage Warriors. I know Boyd at Phuket Top Team's got me on some shows over there after that, or vice versa. So we'll just work it from there really. But I'll be going to Thailand next week.
Does Roger Wetter train there as well?
I believe he does at times. Yeah, there's quite a lot of UFC fighters there. I think
Vaughan went over there as well, didn't he? Vaughan Lee went over to train there as well, I think.
Yeah, it's a brilliant setup. I've been before.
What does we hear a lot of the British fighters or the UK based fighters. It's not unheard of for them to travel out to the States for a training camp. Thailand perhaps more for the Thai boxing. What does this team bring to you? What does it give you?
It's brilliant. I think they've got 5 or 6 Bellator fighters there already. There's JJ Ambrose there. There's loads. There's loads and loads. I couldn't even name how many there are. When Boyd, who got in touch with me from the Phuket Top Team, I've been once before. He made me the offer to go and live out there and train out there for free. And it's just too good to turn down. It's an amazing opportunity. I mean, people need to go on to Phuket Top Team and just have a look at the squad they've got. And it's unbelievable. I mean, it's not just what they've got over there, it's Thai boxing either. The wrestling over there looks unbelievable. It's something they focus on a lot. I mean, this year I think they're on something silly like a 35-fight win streak or something, as a gym. It really is. It's too good to turn down. I mean, obviously there's stuff back home I'm going to miss, but sometimes you've got to sacrifice everything, haven't you, if you want to get to where you want to get to in life.
Where do you expect to see the biggest leaps in your game coming from going to a camp like that? Is it truly an all-round MMA experience?
Everywhere, to be honest. I mean, if I'm honest, I've achieved what I've achieved, and I think realistically I'm probably about 25% of my potential, really. I mean, I think they can do a lot for me everywhere, really.
We'll go back to Cage Warriors for a second, because Liam's a good fight. Is a great fighter. You're a great fighter. What kind of fight can the fans expect to see out of the Perry? Because I think you're both gonna. I don't believe either of you are gonna take a backward step.
Nah. I think Liam J. He's got an head like a brick. He seems to just walk through punches, which isn't sensible, but it seems to work for him. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Obviously, you don't want to give a game plan or anything. Are you a fighter that works to a game plan, or because
yeah. I don't want to say too much, but I've got a few things in store.
In that case, without going into specifics, what kind of things do you do to prepare for a fight? Then, do you watch a lot of tape? Do your coaches, or do they break it down? What kind of things do you do to prepare a game plan?
Yeah, we do. Obviously, this time's got to be different. We're being at Phuket Top Team. I'll do whatever I'm told, but usually we look at the fight. Every fighter has 5 or 6 things he likes to do. We'll look at the things he wants to do, and then we'll obviously work things from what he likes to do and for counters. But apart from that, really, I'll just work on my game and just do what I want to do in there.
And Cage Warriors, I mean, I think it's fair to say, they're certainly one of the big 2 in Europe now. They, if not the biggest, they're certainly up there. How important is it for you to put in a performance there? Is the win everything, or is the performance as important?
To be honest, I've always felt I performed in my fights. I've always performed well. But the win obviously is the most important thing. But I don't think anyone can look at one of my fights from amateur, semi-pro and pro and say that I'm a boring fighter, because that's one thing. I'm not. I'll come out at 100 miles an hour and I'll be in the face and push the pace as much as I can. That's not my style to bore people. I mean, when they sent me Liam James's fights over, first of all I turned it off because I thought it was Hills of Eyes, and then after that I watched him against John Undoy. And after the first round of him, don't get me wrong, it was like 10:30 at night. After about the first round of him pushing John Undoy against the cage, the second round I fell asleep. I seriously did fall asleep whilst watching him. That's how boring. He's going to push you against the cage. If he does that to me, he could possibly win by sending me to sleep.
He's moved to SBG Island now. they've got a huge camp there. They've got Conor McGregor and Gunnar Nelson who goes over there and trains, and the head coach is John Kavanagh. Does that intimidate you at all? I mean, it's a silly question. I guess that it doesn't, but could it be an intimidating thing to come from a camp like that?
When I'm going to Phuket top team, to be honest, I don't really give a shit. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're a very, very good team and I have a lot of respect for SBG, but that Phuket top team, for me, there's not a place I'd rather be in the world, which is why I'm going there. Basically.
What do you bring to the table that he can't deal with?
I think I'm too fast for him. I think even I was just watching my highlight reel to his, just a quick comparison. I mean, Izzy's new. I mean, mine's, I think it's only up to my second pro fight. And even then, when you look at them two, it looks like an even-ish fight. And I've come on so much since then. Not just that. I think I'm too quick. When you watch him, he's very slow. He's a powerful lad, but I think I'm more of an athlete, and I think I've definitely got a lot more skill than him.
I'm not asking you. Sorry, go ahead, Pat.
The lad has got an head like a brick, and he will walk through things, and he'll take a lot of punishment. But that's not good when you snap something.
I'm not suggesting for a second you look past Liam, but should the fight go the way you expect it to, who does Cage Warriors have on their roster that you would like to? I'm not asking you to call anybody out either, because that's rude. But not that I think you wouldn't. But what kind of fighter do you want to test your skills against? Should this fight go the way you want? Is there somebody or?
Well, to be honest, this was an open challenge. We pretty much tried everyone. Ashley Grimshaw said, yeah, he'd fight me for Cage Rage, UCMA, whatever it is now. He'd said he'd fight me for that. That didn't come off. He said yes on Twitter. Then behind the scenes, it was just no. I'll fight anyone at 66. I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered whether it's in England, whether it's abroad, wherever it is.
Are you the best in the country at 66?
I want to find out.
I know Lewis Long gave you some shit. Obviously, you had to pull out that fight through injury. I don't think it was ever disclosed as what your injury. Can you discuss that injury at all?
Yeah, I did my knee basically. Day of the fight, we were in Camden, just pissing around really. Had music on, bit giddy before my fight, messing around. Fell down the curb. We had all about that big. Went to the medicals. My knee was swollen up. Showed the medics. I weren't going to get cleared to fight. At the time, I didn't even realise how long it would go on for. I couldn't get in a gym for about 6 months.
What was?
Yeah, I know. I understand it's disappointing for Lewis how it happened and stuff, but I think my track record. I think I've had something silly like 28 fights, amateur, semi-pro, and pro in 3.5 years. You should know. Fighting at Wembley Arena, that's not something you pull out of lightly. When I've had a 9-10 week camp.
Sorry, I was going to say. To be fair, we actually saw you limping away.
Yeah.
At the event, I don't want to say the event, but we actually saw you limping towards the promoter, talking to him and limping away. So whether that sounds...
I'll cut it down up.
You didn't look happy, that's for sure.
You did look pissed. Now, Lewis is obviously, he's ran his mouth, which is fair enough, he's going to do, and you like the banter as well. Would you fight him in the future?
Yeah, we're different weights now. But, yeah, I mean, obviously, I think that fight's odd to everyone, especially with the talk behind it and things like that. So, yeah, I would do it. Not a problem. Obviously, we've been going to Thailand. I've got to look at things that are going to be financially beneficial for myself, and maybe English MMA isn't the way for me. Obviously, I'm contractually obligated to Cage Warriors to fight this fight, but maybe after that, it might not be the way for me.
Well, that was actually my next question, because Cage Warriors have been handing out a lot of multi-fight contracts, 5-fight contracts to a lot of people. Is this a one time?
It always is with me. I've been offered contracts on several shows. I'm probably better off not saying which shows. I want unless it's the UFC, a Bellator, or a big promotion like that, or there's a lot of money involved. I don't understand the benefit to why guys are signing to 3-4 fight deals with one shot when you're taking all the control out of your hands and putting it into a promoter's, and it's up to him what you do when you fight, if you fight. I know there's one lad at the moment that's having problems because he wants to fight and they're not letting him fight. I can't understand why you put your career in someone's hands like that. Personally,
if the next fight, for example, they offered you the title fight, would that be enough for you to continue fighting in UK MMA, especially Cage Warriors?
possibly. Obviously we've been at Phuket top team, going to Phuket top team. I'm going to take a lot of guidance from them and because they've been nursing it, they've got huge stars on the roster, and I'm just going to listen to them, let them tell me whatever they want me to do, and I'll do it.
What do you think of Cage Warriors as a promotion? I think because you're not contracted.
I love it. It's good. I think it's will be my 4th time on it. I think I've got the fastest submission as well in history there. It's a quality show, and I like Ian Dean as a person as well. And when we're face to face, we always have a good chat and stuff like that. Graham's a good guy too.
Let's talk about that fight again for one more second. What can the fans expect to see? What message would you have for the anti fans that are going to come down? Because he's going to have some people there. What message do you have for them?
I'm going to come out flying.
And what message do you? I'm almost afraid to ask the question, but what message have you got for Liam?
I don't really have one, to be honest. I think
we actually interviewed him. What was his message?
He was going to bring it. This is going to be a fight, and he's looking forward to it, I think. But it seems to me, again, you're not. You're being a bit. You're quietly smiling away there. How hungry are you to get in the cage on December 7th?
Honestly, very, very. I've been. Yeah, trust me. When I get in that cage, you'll never see me up for fight, and I come out up for fights. I've been through hell recently, and trust me.
Do you feel like you've got to prove a lot of doubters wrong now?
Nah,
you've got all that stick on Facebook and Twitter and everything.
Yeah.
Do you feel as though you've got to prove them wrong?
One thing when I fight is they can never doubt my talent. I can do a lot of things, but when I fight and stuff, people can say what they want, but they can't deny. I think my 90 seconds is my average round time. I beat Mick Bowman, who fought people. Tough went the distance on Tough. I think the guy fought in the UFC as well, and I took him apart in a minute and a half. Do you know what I mean? People can say what they want, but I think everyone knows I'm skilled, and this time I want it.
Look, we appreciate you spending some time on a Sunday afternoon chatting with us, but before we let you go, mate, we realize that you're going to have people that you're going to want to give a shout out to, or sponsors you'd like to thank. Who are those people and who are those sponsors?
I'd like to thank obviously Boyd at Phuket Top Team for giving me the opportunity and the offer to go out there. My coach Jimmy, who's been with me through everything, and at times I've definitely been a nightmare. Saul Rogers as well, for he's helped me a lot with my diet and for sparring me and things like that. Just everyone who's ever helped me over here, it's been brilliant, and thank you.
I gotta say, we look forward to seeing the fight, but perhaps as the fight builds up, we're looking forward to seeing you working that social media bonus. So thank you.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a bit of an issue that now. I was thinking about that. We're going to Thailand. When I'm asleep, Liam's going to be awake. When I'm awake, he's going to be asleep.
I think you'll have a lot of people.
Yeah, I'll find a way.
Thanks so much for spending a few minutes with me. I hope training goes well in Thailand, and we look forward to seeing you work on the 7th.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, man. Thank you.
Thanks.